Here are the rules that you absolutely need to know and keep in mind so that you can play the game properly. In singles, the first thing you need to know is the fact that it is until 21 points per game or set. You have to win 2 out of the 3 games or set. The scoring is until 21, but should there be instances that you and your opponent are both tied at 20, decide which gains a 2-point lead first wins the game. But if you reach 29 all, the side scoring the 30th point wins the game. The umpire will be tossing a coin or tossing the shuttlecock, and whoever the shuttle points the court will get to serve. So whoever is serving will have to start from the right side because all even numbers should be served from the right side, and all odd numbers will be served on the left side. For singles, the court is slightly smaller. This outer area are sort of cancelled out, or meaning if the shot goes there, it is already considered out. If your opponent hits the shuttle somewhere in this area or somewhere in this area, you don't need to hit the shuttle and it's an automatic point for you. However, if you hit the shuttle back, then the rally just continues. Another crucial point for that is the fact that when the court of the shuttle hits the line but bounces out, that is still considered. So if you're not certain that the shuttle is out, you might as well hit it back to your opponent. Start to serve from the right side because the score is 0. Then the rally continues. If you do not get the point, then just shift to the left side to do your serve. When you are serving, you must stay within your box. Service will only be from this area, and if you happen to step on the lines of the front or on the side, you can be called fault by the umpire or the service judge. So you must stay inside of the box as a server or as a receiver. All the serves are diagonal. If the player is serving to this player, it has to be diagonal, and it has to be inside of the box. Again, stressing out that the outside part is already considered out. The player has to serve within this box, and if the serve lands here, that is called short or considered out. So you must serve it in diagonal inside this box. After the serve, you can go to the middle and continue on with the rally. Take note that when the serve is on the wrong side of the court, but the opponent hits it anyway, then the rally just continues. During the service, if the shuttle hits the net, is it considered a fault or is it considered in? If the shuttle being served hits the net but still lands inside the designated area of the opponent must hit it back, or otherwise it will be the point of the server. For instance, you get another point from the rally, then you just switch and follow the score of the server. For example, player A gets another point, so the score is 2. Now, player A serves from the right side, and then the player B, the opponent side, has to go diagonal and also stay on the right side, his right side. Follow the server's score to know where you have to stand. The rally continues this time. Player B gets the point, and the score now becomes 1-2. So what happens? Again, you follow the score of the server. Now, the server is player B. He gets 1 point. It just continues on from the rally getting the points. It doesn't matter if it's your serve or if you are receiving. You can get the point as long as you get the rally. To stress it out, if the ongoing shuttle hits the line and bounces out, that is considered in. But if the shuttle lands outside but bounces somehow back in, it's considered out. So those are the crucial rules of the game. What do they look at? They do not look at the feather of the shuttle. They only look at the court, where the court lands first. So if the court lands on the line and bounces out, that's in. But if the court lands out and bounces in, that's still out. When a person is serving, it has to be diagonal. Same with the receiver. But after that, you can hit it anywhere as long as it's within the box. This outer part of the court is considered outside. The same with the lines at the back of the shuttle. If the shuttle lands and touches the end line but bounces out, that's still in. And that's why it's very important to have line judges, because when you're playing, it's really difficult to see where the shuttle landed and specifically where the court touched first. It is not where the feather touched, but about the court. Now, if the rally is ongoing and shuttle somehow again hits the net but manages to go in, you must take it and you must play it back because it will be considered in. It's never a fault. For the server or receiver, you must stay within your box. Do not stand on the lines, whether in the middle or the front. You have to stay within your boxes. For the service and the receiving, aside from the fact that you cannot step on the line when you are serving, you are not supposed to lift your feet upon contact of the shuttle. You are not allowed to lift your feet. Now, after hitting the shuttle, then you can lift and move back at the middle. You can only raise your heel slightly when you are served, but you cannot lift that feet because the service judge will call your fault. When you are scoring at 11 points, you can stop and take a rest. You can either sip of water or you can talk to your coach. It doesn't matter who wins first. As long as it is 11 points, everyone can have the 60 seconds break. Now, after the 60 seconds, then you have to go back on board and continue with the game. Whoever reaches 21 wins the first game, and you have to move and change sides of the court. But before going back in, another 2-minute break is given. If you won the first game and won the second game, then there's no need to play the third game. If you won 2 straight sets, that's the end of the game. If both of you win 1 set each, then you have to go for a third game or third set. Again, you will have that 2-minute interval for break. You switch sides again, but at 11 points. A second rest is given. After the break, you have to switch sides at 11 points. When the rally is ongoing and a shot was hit outside, but the receiving player hits it, the rally must continue. However, if this player A hits the shuttle which was out and player B didn't get it, then player A gets the point. When the game is finished, you have to shake hands with your opponent and with the umpire and service judge.